This is going to be a quick message. And despite the way I sound, I'm actually excited to deliver this message. I want to share a story about what's in this box. I just got it today. But it's a story several weeks in the making. There's a meeting that I go to sometimes. And I've passed by this pastry shop. And it says Gourmet Bakery. Now, I've been to several pastry shops in my life, but gourmet, no. That's kind of like what makes it so good. And I thought about going in, just stopping by to check out their products. And last week, I actually stopped by and I looked at everything in the case on display. And there was only one thing that caught my eye. But then I saw the price. When I saw the price, I could afford it, but I wasn't willing to pay the price for it. So it was too expensive. But as I drove by today, I felt like on my way back, I should stop in that same gourmet pastry shop and get what I thought about getting the previous week. Was it on sale? No. Likewise, there's some things that the Lord has for you. It's going to cost you a lot. It is a gift from God to you. You could go elsewhere and get something similar. But what the Lord has for you, some people say what the Lord has for you is for you. Oh yes, that's true. What the Lord has for you is for you. But it may cost you. It may cost you a lot. Others may be like, why are you paying so much when you can go somewhere else and get something cheaper? Something that looks the same, but it doesn't cost you as much. Something that looks the same. It may even look better. And you don't have to wait so long. Because one of the things about the Lord, there are times He will have you wait a long time. And if you'd gone out on your own, you could have gotten it, oh boy, much sooner. That burning desire that you have, you could have satisfied it a whole lot longer if you just didn't wait on the Lord. What did I get, you may wonder? Cookies? Cupcake? You may also wonder, when I went in last week and I saw something, when I went in this week, did I see the same thing? Was it out of stock? Did I see the same thing but saw something else that captured my attention? Well, I'm here to tell you, among many things, when I went there today, the price was not going to deter me. When I went in there today, I only focused on what I wanted. And when I got it, the person asked me if I wanted anything else. I looked around. There are other things that looked great, but there was only one thing that was my heart's desire. It took a lot of effort to get it. I had to pay a price that I could have paid less elsewhere. But for what I wanted, I could only get it one place. The Lord didn't send me anywhere else. And not to say that He sent me, but He didn't send me anywhere else. It was only one place. I would not accept any substitutes. And what I ended up getting was a slice of wedding cake. That also speaks to how some people, they're looking for a relationship. But what exactly are they looking for? For some, going on a date, oh, that's fine. A couple of dates, that's fine. But you know how the Proverbs say that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from the Lord? For example, some men, they're not looking for dates, a date, sexual relationship. They are looking for a wife. And when they see the wife, they will know the wife. They will pursue the wife. They will wait for the wife. Because also nothing that I noticed, and I didn't notice it last week, but when I went in there, I heard this noise, the humming of a refrigerator. So the case was refrigerated. So I asked the lady, is the cake cold? Because I had to make a choice. Was I going to eat the cake in the pastry shop or bring it home? See, if it was room temperature, I could get it and eat it in the pastry shop. But also in the Lord's infinite wisdom, if I'd eaten it in the pastry shop, the things I'm saying now would be much different. But because it was cold, I had to wait to take it home. And even now that it's home, I still am waiting for it to warm up to a temperature that I like. There are times when even in a God-ordained relationship, where the Lord will bring two people together, and when they first meet, there may not be sparks, like people like to say. Things may be even cold, lukewarm, but when you get to know each other better, you will warm up to each other. The box is closed right now. You may meet each other and you may be closed towards each other. When you start communicating, you start opening up more and more. Now, I drove this cake all the way home. It was only the two of us. I could have put my hand in the box and took some of the icing. But no, I kept my hands off of it. Likewise, especially if you're a man, when the Lord presents you his daughter as your wife, you may have found your wife, but she's not your wife yet until you make that commitment to each other. You have that wedding ceremony. So even though it's home and we were alone in the car, I kept my hands to myself. Did I think about the cake? Yes, but my thoughts were pure. And it wasn't like, oh, just wait until I get you home. Because even once I got home, like right now I can put the cake on top of my hand and I can still feel the temperature. It's not ready yet. So even though I've gotten it, I still have to wait. Likewise, when the Lord connects you with a person that he wants you to spend the rest of your life with, there are certain things you're going to have to wait for. Wait until the timing is right. Because even though I've paid the price for this, and it is mine, I still have to wait for certain things. Do I mind waiting? No. Do I know how the cake is going to taste? No. Do I care? Oh yeah, I care how the cake is going to taste. Am I going to get a sample? I don't want a sample. I do not want a sample. When the time is right, I can have it all. So right now, I'm just waiting. Am I salivating at times? Yeah, there are times I'm thinking about it, but I can wait. Also, I could open this cake when the time is right. And yes, it is a cake, and I'll tell you what kind of cake it is. Or I think I did, but I'll open this cake when the time is right, and I will eat it. Maybe I'll tell you how it tasted. Maybe I won't. But at least for this video, I won't eat it on camera. Actually, I won't tell you how it tasted on camera. I won't tell you anything at all. Because in a God-ordained relationship, there are some things that are private between you and the person, between you, the person, and the Lord. And there are some things that are even more private. It's only between you and the Lord. So I will have this cake. I pay the price for it. Some could say it was overpriced. It was a price I, this week, didn't mind paying. Last week, it was too much. But this week, I pay the price for it. We see how in Genesis 29, I think you knew I was going to talk about the Bible. But we see in Genesis 29, Jacob saw Rachel, and he loved her. And when the opportunity presented itself, and he knew that he couldn't get her for free, or maybe he could, but he didn't try. But he told Laban that he would work for 7 years for Rachel. He set the price. And he worked for those 7 years. And some people may be like, that's crazy. He paid the price for her. Now, when you go through the story, you know that Laban tricked Jacob into marrying Leah, a woman he didn't love. Jacob would not have worked a day for Leah, but he worked 7 years for Rachel. And when he realized that he had been deceived, his heart had not changed by saying, well, since I have Leah, I'll just settle for her. Oh no, Jacob still wanted Rachel. And he made another deal with the deceiver, Laban, to work another 7 years to get her. But at least it wasn't so bad, because Laban told him, complete the marital week with Leah, and at the end of the marital week, I will give you Rachel, and you'll work 7 years to keep her. There are things the Lord's going to have you work for, work towards, because he's also conditioning you and the other person for each other. Maybe he'll have you do all the work and bring the other person together, and have that person do all the work and bring you together at the end of the work. Or maybe he'll bring you together at a midpoint at some point in time. But life is a journey, and getting into a relationship, that is not the destination. It is just another stop. And rather than doing the entire journey by yourself, you now get the chance to partner with someone else, someone the Lord has presented to you, to continue the rest of the journey. So yes, it is a small package with wedding cake. I didn't want anything else that was on display except for the wedding cake. For some reason, that was my heart's desire last week, and my heart's desire didn't change this week. The wedding cake, even presented with other opportunities. And by the way, when I walked out, I'm speaking about the price that I paid without going into details. And it was a lot. But walking out, I'm like, I don't feel bad because of the price that I paid. I don't know how it tastes, but I don't feel bad because of the price I paid. And my heart is not on anything else that was in the store. What I have is what I wanted. What I have is what I'm going to enjoy. What I have is what I'm going to keep. Oh, yes. Before I walked out the door, I opened the case, the box. I just looked at the cake because before I saw it under the lights in the case. And sometimes if we're, for example, lusting after something, what we lust after when we get it is not quite the same. But I had seen it under the lights in the case. And it may not have even looked better than other cakes in there, but that's all I wanted. But before I stepped outside, and even though I'd seen the lady put the cake in the box, I still opened the box and checked to make sure that I had what I wanted. Then I left. And if there's anything wrong with the cake, I can take it back to the manufacturer, the place where I got it. Likewise, if you put together a relationship and it falls apart or starts having issues, who do you go to for problems? So you can take it to the Lord, but if the Lord didn't put a relationship together, there's a difference. But when he puts a relationship together, as I've said elsewhere, he sustains what he ordains. And as I'm here talking, it's like the cake is getting warmer and warmer. But I'm actually going to shut up now. I hope you enjoyed the revelations that I shared with you as much as I enjoyed sharing with you. I also hope that I enjoy this cake. But especially because of everything that I went through, the long wait, everything that I went through, I'm already enjoying it. And what do you know? I'm already talking about it. And I haven't even tasted it yet. Ladies, if you're waiting on a God-ordained husband, wait for someone who will pursue you. Wait for someone who, if he missed you last week, he will come back and get you this week. If he missed you last year, he will come back and get you this year. If he missed you several years ago, he will come back and get you this year. And yes, without even touching you, he will start talking about you, start bragging about you. I maybe move to tears and actually eat this cake. Do not sell yourself short. Do not allow anyone to have you who is not willing to work for you. Because a part of working for you, then a person, when it comes alongside you, or you come alongside him or her, then you actually start working with each other for the Lord. Okay, I truly am going to shut up now. I'm going to process this video, and the cake is going to warm up, and when the time is right, oh yeah. Have a wonderful day.